Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to your reading. If you're new here, this is Divine Light, and I'm so happy you have joined me today. In this reading, we will dive into the energies of next 7 days, what's coming your way with a general overview. I'm using here crystal quartz for clarity. If you have any questions about health, wealth, or abundance, let's see what they're going to actually reveal to us this time. And by the way, if you go on to enjoy this reading, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe. Subscription is the best way and free way to support the channel. And if you would like a private reading, I have my email in the description box below. You can send me an email and I respond back to you as soon as possible. Let's start out with a coffee cup, then we're going to dive into the tarot, and we're going to also pull 3 things that is coming your way, that important things you need to know. I was wondering if there's a pathway opening here. However, it's not really opening. It seems like this next 7 days, you're not really going to deal with outside influences or outside things. It's all inside, and it's not really a heavy energy at all. This is a very light energy, which is very good. Meaning, so whatever the subject is in your mind, you're not really going to have any distractions that will pull your energy away. You're going to be focused on that subject, which I'm looking at this shape, kind of reminds me of a fish. And fish most of the time symbolizes material satisfaction, material things, resources flowing into your life. And maybe you are in a position that you don't really have many resources at this time, and it seems like you're going to start attracting all of those at once. Another thing I see here, this kind of like looks like as a shape, full shape as a fish. However, we have also, the outside thing coming forward, but not in the beginning of the week. So maybe within the 4th or the 5th day, you might get some news, but this is something positive, some good news. And another thing I see here is a waterfall flowing. So this can be indicative of an emotionally fulfilling offer or desire flowing into your life with a lot of like a power. It's a powerful waterfall. And the water indicates emotions, can be a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio also showing up in your energy field. Another thing with the Cancer, this can be intuitive guidance also appearing, okay, through this emotional guidance, which can be something that makes you happy. Another thing I have here, you can see the wolf face right there. This is in the beginning, maybe in a couple days. The wolf can symbolize families and support and someone that you can trust. They're showing their face, not 100% revealing, that person's revealing themselves. However, they might even send you a little text message, or because I see the phone lines here forming, maybe a message on social media. It can be sharing something small with you. Is a reminder that there's someone there ready to support you. However, you need to open up yourself to this possibility. You need to accept the help coming forward. And if they're sending, maybe sometimes people communicate through sending goofy things or sharing something inspires them with you. And if you do not respond or give a thumbs up or anything back in return, you wouldn't really give them the message that you are there for them. And also, you know that they're there for you. Okay. So it requires maybe an action, a response back that will really start to form the connection and strengthen the bond here. The thing is, after that communication line starts forming, you can see as a dog showing up here, this person's loyalty is going to actually start to come up to the surface, and you're going to start to see it. Another thing here is you can see this reminds me of those big heads, the Easter Island, if you know about Easter Island. This is an island that has this massive statues with like actually fairly straightforward bodies and big heads. The big head, but this one kind of has like a pineapple, like leaves, part of the as a hat on top of its head. So I feel like here, this can be someone who has a wisdom, a straightforward person. And since they were buried on the earth, this can be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. And they have this flowy sign on top of their head, the leaves. This can be the creative part of this person. They're not only grounded, but also creative. However, the body is buried on the earth can symbolize this person is stuck somewhere, and maybe that's why you're not really taking them seriously because of their situation, their position. However, they might have even a life lesson for you, okay? Something that you want to happen, you're avoiding, you're dismissing. Maybe they're giving you the information already, but you're not really catching it because of their situation. However, I feel like here, this is going to be a time when the water starts to flow, when you start to catch the inspiration. Maybe you're going to be really attuned to the moment, this person, what they're saying as well. So this doesn't have to be someone that you know. This can be someone on the street. Sometimes we get the messages from in the most peculiar ways that is actually like really hits the spot. So being in the moment is going to be really important for the next 7 days here. Okay, you can contemplate the future, you can start planning the future. However, when you're on the moment, you're on the street, it requires you to be fully in that moment so you can catch these messages coming. I see there's a child under it too. This can be a new beginning. This can be about a child. Maybe you have a child in your life or someone younger that you need to hear a message about them or how to approach them. This can even be a new project in your mind. You're thinking about how to make this happen, how to grow it. You might receive that information, okay? And about the subject so you can grow it. And then I see here rest of the week, you're not uneventful. It seems like uneventful. There is a person, you can see the nose of the person, the silhouette of the person. Someone might be coming towards you with a wind, and I see there's like a fish behind them. Looks like a female figure, maybe a Pisces, actually encouraging them to come forward and talk to you. Pisces can be a high priestess energy, someone who's knowledgeable, intuitive, and also trusting that they are actually going to make the right decision. So they might be guiding this person towards you to have a communication with you. I see here a protective totem that you are piling up on top of things. This can be because maybe the person coming forward can be someone that you don't really want to allow in your space initially, which can be the right decision because even though they have a light aura, they have like a dark cloud behind them. If this is about a relationship, this person can be someone who's very good. It is a person. However, they might have a family that is not going to approve the things, or it's just going to disturb the water. It can be something like that. Or if this is like a business, maybe this person has a past, okay, that you need to understand and accept, or maybe reject, okay? That kind of requires you to see behind them. There is another person here, a protective layer that you're piling up. We have a man with a hat with a mustache and a horse right there, kind of has in their hand a sword. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. I'm feeling here the Knight of Swords here. You might have some like protective words, mechanisms, systems in your mind that you're going to really face with this person and tell them, you know what, this is what it is. And these are my rules before we start to make this happen. Okay, so that's why the horse is showing up here. Another thing, the horse is wish fulfillment. Maybe you're going to be upfront with what you are expecting in the situation to happen. Okay, even if this is a job interview. And the person here, a powerful person. For some of you, I'm feeling maybe this is already a person that you're separating from, or maybe it's a workplace, a boss that you're separating from. And you might have someone who's knowledgeable to doing the negotiations for you. So maybe even if you carry a whole story with you, maybe you're going to pass down the story to this person so they can defend you fully. Another thing, this person is standing on a magic lamp right there. So magic lamp, you might be the genie coming out of the lamp. So you might be really clear with your 3 wishes if you don't want him to make a mistake on the process, okay? Towards the end of the week, I see there's a pathway opening. Some of you might be traveling to a highway, though. This can also be finding a shorter, faster track to get to where you want. We have a massive elephant right there forming. Elephant can symbolize long-term stability, financial security, creating a legacy. However, because it takes 24 months elephant to give birth, this can be something that you plant a seed today. and the seed is going to grow. It has still some time. And but the thing is, though, maybe you might even find a way, a highway, a faster way to get to that elephant when you really work with this energy, like building, first of all, building a barrier for yourself, like a boundary, protecting yourself. Another thing I see here, there's a home right there, and there's actually like this kind of looks like a witch's little hut, which doesn't mean as a negative thing. It's because it's secluded. It's like a private place. So if you are sharing everything with everyone, this can indicate that maybe there are some thoughts, desires, that deep down things that you truly desire. First of all, those seeds need to be growing and in a hidden place that you shouldn't be sharing with the people that can step on them. Okay, and then the pathway starts to open through it. When you start to grow those ideas in your mind, then it's going to actually start to give you the higher pathway to reach them. Okay, let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, an intention, hold it in your mind and let's see what the answer is going to be for that one. This week's energy, you have a barrier, you're protected. We have a seahorse right there. Seahorse can be a male figure, loving, protective. The desire seems like flowing really easily, but there's a shield here. So this can be something that might require a shield next to it, maybe an insurance next to it. It can happen really fast. Now I'm thinking maybe you want to purchase a new car and you have been thinking about it. You might get it, but the shield next to it tells me that you shouldn't drive it without an insurance. You should get it right there and then. Okay? Can be a housing thing. You know, like I heard, I'm not sure, that the California fires, when that happened, most of the houses didn't even have, like, renew their insurances. They didn't renew the insurance. It was like a past month or some of the houses, which is like a terrible thing that happened. And on top of that, that's another extra thing that needs to be considered. So seems like here it requires you to have like caution before you, like, your desire might require some protection over it. Another thing I see is a massive crowd. This can be the crowd. There are three desires also flowing with that, okay? And the crowd can be, you're going to find yourself in a crowded environment, or maybe you're going to speak to a lot of people. It can be like the social media is a crowded environment as well. You're finding yourself in a forum that you're going to talk about things and maybe ask for guidance. I see here kind of like reminds me a little bit the spider and Ankh. Number 2 is visible. Spider indicates like being multifunctional, doing multiple things at once. I see some letters. I see PT, Patrick, Patricia, O, maybe like Ocean, someone's first name or the last name. We have B. This can be also a lot of people like Barbara coming together about a subject. We have here, there are 2 people, like this one. I see, like, I know this, like, they're not very clear, but they're disfigured. But I can still see one of them kind of looks like a crocodile. You might be forming a power group here, bringing together people or accomplishing things together with these people. However, I feel like some will be left out because they're not going to align with the energy. That can be the crowd for some of you. And the thing is, when you leave them out, they might try to do some tricky stuff or forcefully try to get in there because you still have a wall, a door open right there. But it seems like you're going to figure a way to build a wall here, okay? And when you build a wall, we have a ring. This can be symbolizing a commitment, an offer, something that is going to be also satisfying coming forward. Maybe if this is an open club, you're going to close it to the public, and then you're going to really start to receive the offers from people that are committed to grow this club, grow this idea. Okay, this can be even like a brainstorming group you have, and maybe you have people that are not really taking it seriously. When you start to move them out and have a boundary, rules written for it, it can really attract people who are committed to the cause. And this can be the support of financial support. This can also be mental support, connection support. They can come bring on the table. Let's dive into your tarot now. Let's see what's happening this week, the situation at hand, and the action you should be taking about it, and the outcome will be for that one. Okay? Let's see. How is this a worthy goal? This is the thing. I was listening to another a video about Rosicrucian. I don't know if you ever heard about that. I forgot her name. She was a grandmaster, and she was actually talking about visualizing a goal. And it seems like here, your goal, your situation this week is going to be something that requires some tactical knowledge and very tactical approach to the situation. Okay, this can be something tricky. Also, Seven of Swords can indicate a tricky situation and people that you're dealing with. Some people might be doing things behind your back, or trying to accomplish things with in a way that is not ethical, that's not really trustworthy. And this is the thing that she was saying, actually. When you put a goal in front of you, before you visualize it, I written down here, so I feel like collective needs to hear that while I was listening to the video. How is this a worthy goal? This is very important to ask, because when you don't know how worthy this goal is to accomplish for yourself and for humanity, you might have to do something. Like, you might be thinking, I can go the way that is tricky, that is not the right pathway. I can do anything in my hand and power to make this happen. Or you might be dealing with people that do not ask the question, how is this a worthy goal for myself and to like bring happiness to me and the others? And then that becomes a challenge here. That becomes something that is like has a little bit despicable energy into it. Okay, so what you should be doing here is, we have Five of Swords also. Be aware, there's a better way. You might be thinking, I'm going to fight, even though these are swords, fire with fire. If someone is tricky, I'm going to go full in and I'm going to defeat them in the most, like a terrible way. This is two fire, actually two like of the most despicable cards, basically. And if that's the action you think you need to take, let's see what you should be doing. Instead of that, embody a gentle approach, a creative approach, divine path, divine, a higher way, thinking that everything's always working out. This is going to resolve in the best way possible for me. When you have that approach, because the Empress, she's the Mother Earth. Mother Earth doesn't get, like, she doesn't worry about if the trees are going to grow. They will grow eventually. Okay, and she knows that. That's why she keeps nurturing the seeds. She doesn't step on them. So it seems like you need to change your approach, even though the person, the situation that you're dealing with keeps being very tricky. Okay, and the outcome will be here, Ace of Swords, a new idea, a better creative way to handle things, a new connection. This can even be forming like being able to express yourself. This is the shadow side of it. Being able to express yourself in the clearest way and put the desires out there in the clearest way, and that will actually start bringing a lot of positive energy, opportunities, creative movement, and the passion in the situation. Okay, it's going to resolve the situation the best way possible. And then she adds, actually, if you would like to try it, you can do that too. Imagine a single image, add senses to your image. After feeling it is complete, say, I release this image and it's done. Okay, you can try that visualization method for maybe a desire that you have. And she says, keep it simple. Okay, Seven of Swords with Five of Swords. Yes, there is someone. This can be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. Someone maybe stoic, doesn't have emotional connection to the things and doesn't care about emotions, can be a little bit cutthroat personality. They want to win the war and they will do everything in their power. Maybe this is a situation that you're dealing with right now, or this is something, can be even a higher authority for some of you. They want to get something out of you, and they're coming really full force. I feel like here, if you actually go the way that they're going, this can be two options here. You might end up in a way that you're not going to feel satisfied. You're going to be disappointed. Even though you get some of the things you desire, some of the things are going to be left out. You're not going to be fully happy. If you pursue the pathway of the Empress here, you're going to overcome the situation with a victory, I feel. Because Death card, even though it seems like a negative thing here, I told you I felt some of you might be dealing with an authority. This is the death of that authority. That authority is going to be defeated when you approach the situation with a creative way and connecting with higher powers or higher status situations. Maybe the example pops in my head. Maybe you're dealing with a person that is shady and you're wanting to go like matching the energy with the energy. But when you go with a higher energy here, apply maybe to a higher situation or talk to the higher authorities, that authority is going to help you defeat this one. Okay, that's going to lose its power, and I feel like you're going to come up as victorious. As you can see, he's holding the sword. You're going to come up with a victory as an outcome, and you might also have a new idea or new reign over the situation, a power over the situation as well. Again, the Empress comes in. We have Taurus and Libra energy, so you're going to even have the opportunity to plant new seeds and grow your seeds and collect those outcomes, okay, in a good way. It's a positive. When you approach the situation with, like, in the mind of a creative, you will see the love in it. You will approach with the love in it, and you will resolve the things with love, okay? But this might end up someone losing their job if they're being so tricky, someone losing their authority or word over a situation, okay? And I feel like this is you actually, your word is going to, you know, cause that. I know this is a negative thing. It's pouring outside right now, and that gloomy weather actually making me gloomy as well. But it's not going to affect you in a negative way. Let's see what we have here as your god. This is the god of war coming forward. We have an elephant here. Skanda is the god of war. Let's see how he's going to assist you. We have a mantra here. You can take a screenshot of that. Let's see the meditation. I take refuge in Kartikeya, the Skanda, the son of Shiva, who is the god of six faces that are as red as Kankum. This greatly wise deity leads the army of the gods while riding on the back of its divine peacock. Okay, so god of war, I feel like here you can ask for his help, then he will really bring the peace to the situation, because you don't have to fight the war. He can do it for you, and he can help you resolve the situation at hand. Preservation of youth, meaning how can you keep the youth if you're not stressing out about a situation? Prowess in the military arts. So maybe even tactical, strategic thinking in politics. And that's what I feel in the Empress energy as well. Look at her. Look at her eyebrows. Look at her. Like, she's calm, cool, collected. She's not really stressing out. She has a crown. She's the queen. She is gentle, approaching situations with a gentle attitude. She's not going to war. She's going to win. Okay? She's not going to fight the war. She's going to make, maybe even if you have help, let them fight the war for you. Leadership qualities in times of peace. Exactly. Like, you can lead with confidence. And let's see the three of important things you need to know. If we get the Coffin card here, guys, I feel like this Aries full moon is affecting a lot of people to end a cycle, a negative cycle, okay? Let's see what you need to know. The cross. Cross tells me, because we have so many swords looking like crosses here as well. Yes, there is a complicated situation that you're dealing with. It's not ideal, okay, right now. And I even got some news this today, like afternoon, after work hours. And I have to go to like an office and submit certain things and take care of things. I'm feeling discomfort about it. However, I know deep down, like the Empress here, I know everything always working out for my highest good. Everything happens for a good reason. Okay? The cross, maybe that conflict is coming so you can resolve it and actually push it out of your mind. We have a fox here. Someone shady might be also. Fox indicates maybe shady business happening behind the closed doors. And the Five of Swords is like a definite, I feel like it's really this is 1 and 4, it makes 5 too. Like a clear fox energy, like someone's trying to do shady stuff to try to defeat you. So this is coming forward also to let you know, get prepared, okay? And yeah, let's see. But you're planting a tree that is going to last for a long time. So how is that going to work out? I feel like here, when you realize there's a problem and there's a certain person might be causing that problem, or there's a certain foxy, shady situation that needs to be clarified and fixed up, that is going to really bring for long-term solution to that situation, long-term peace. Okay, leadership qualities in times of peace, that you're going to be the leader in that times of peace, and you're going to resolve that for a long term. When you look at it, when you look at the things that that are problems, that when you put your attention into it, the solutions will actually show themselves with it. Okay, let's see your further guidance for this timeline. We have a green maid. The green face speak to you. Let them guide you to safety. Earth sign, I told you there might be an earth sign. I felt a masculine energy. This can be a masculine female. It might have a message for you that is going to really help you resolve the situation faster, okay? All right, beautifuls, that's all for today. Thank you for being here. I would like to thank you for joining me also, and I wish you a magical day. Bye. Hey beautiful, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.